Feelings. Let's talk about our feelings. I think we're currently suffering from feeling inflation. We have too many feelings chasing too few facts. And I think we need to reestablish the dominance of facts and kind of diminish feelings a little bit, put them back in a proper place like they were, say, like when I was a kid in the 1970s. We were big on keeping our feelings to ourselves. But we knew the importance of feelings because we had a song, it was a hit song back in 1974, and it was entitled Feelings. And I'll read a couple of lines from it just to give you an idea of where the importance of feelings when I was a kid growing up. It starts off as, oh yeah, and it was, I believe, performed by Morris Albert, some of you never heard of, neither have I, even though it was out of my time. Anyway, so here we go. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. And it goes on from there. Feelings. Whoa, 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 feelings. Ugh. That captures, I think, the essence of it. But let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel. This is Keith, and today your morning brief is about feelings and how we need to get them back in their proper place, and how we need to stop empowering people with the over emphasis on feelings. So here we go. All right, so when I was a kid, we used to watch, the shows we watched were pretty rough. We used to like the Looney Tunes, Johnny Quest. I mean, people shot, they smoked on TV, things like that. When I got a little older, you had shows like Married with Children and whatnot, and I think they were pretty awesome. And I don't know what happened. I have kids and I raised them. They're millennials or whatever the hell they called them in Gen X. I had kids somewhere between there. And I don't know, somewhere between, I think, Captain Planet and the Care Bears, we just went off the rails with this whole woe's me crap and empowering people who felt like they were victims. I think that is a major mistake, and I think that is part of why we are where we are today. I grew up, my first job was on Wall Street in the 80s. It was off the chain. There was really no holds barred. People said what they wanted to say. People smoked at their desk. But I knew people had liquid lunch on Fridays, meaning they'd come back drunk sometimes. Down the street from us, we actually had an erotic cake shop, and it made birthdays really interesting. But still, no one was so offended that they couldn't talk it out with someone right there. And then you weren't at risk of getting fired because of what you said or what you felt or whatever. We didn't give feelings that much power. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me kind of back up on that. We actually did empower victims to some degree. When they complained about something, we gave them more of it. So some of the shows we watch were actually made very popular because of the people who found them offensive. Like, here, I'll give you an example.
Brother, you have your chance. That's a lot of pressure. Brother, and I got
That was the Morton Downey Jr. show. The opening credits, his show would get him canceled nowadays. They had Klansmen on, neo-Nazis, black supremacists, and yeah, sometimes that was a result, but that was like on Twitter. No one was offended by it. It just happened. And I got other stuff coming up here.
Excuse me, but am I invisible?
Possibly from Pluto.
Now, that was Married with Children. That show was made popular because a woman had complained because, admittedly, half of the show was about fat jokes about women, and the other half is probably male impotency in his marriage and things like that. It was meant to be offensive. So when this lady complained and it got in the news, all it did was make more people watch it. Another example is, I'll show you. It's in living color.
And now Public Access presents Men on Films.
Hello, I'm Blaine Edwards, and I'm Antoine Merriweather, and welcome to Men on Films.
Okay, so when that happened, this is back in the 90s, the LGBTQT, it was only maybe 3 or 4 letters at that time. That community complained, and they didn't like it. And the response from the good people of the In Living Color was...
Cable Access Channel 96 presents Men on Football.
I'm Merriweather, and welcome to Men on Football.
Okay, so that is how we empowered victims. They found the best TV shows, complained about it, and we watched them. So that's how we handled it. Nowadays, it's the opposite. We've given victims the power to fire people, to ruin their careers just because a couple of people are offended. I think that is a terrible way to run a society. And we're seeing the results of it now. We have censorship coming from on high. And I question the wisdom of handing people whose memories probably, their childhood memories of high school is a blur between like atomic wedgies and bathroom swirlies. They need psychological help. The ones who are really victims. There are quite a few grifters, I think, who are feigning fragility to make it seem like they're offended and hurt because we've been rewarding it. And I think the minute we stop rewarding it and treating it like we did back in the 70s and 90s, we'd see a lot less of it and a lot less of people like this.
Because I just want to purchase something.
Off, dude! Off! Get the off of here! You are not looking out for them! Their safety is not your concern! Safety!
I mean, do you want to see these people in charge of your future? I mean, we would hand them a gun. You're practically doing that anyway. So stop empowering these people. That's pretty much his debate tactic. They just repeat the same things over and over again loudly. That's why they need censorship, because they can't argue.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the...
And this lady, if she hasn't patented or copywritten or trademarked her face in this video, she missed out on a whole bunch of money like I missed out on Bitcoin a couple of years ago. She should have been a millionaire.
United States, President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment,
That is a classic right there. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much my feelings on this whole subject. So, don't empower victims. Let's get back to putting feelings where they belong. Like, keep your feelings to yourself for the most part. And I think society on a whole would be a lot better. I'm going way over time. I'm trying my best to cut this short, but that's it. So, like, comment, share, and subscribe.